Grid 2 West and State Grid 2. This grid is 20 minutes faster than I-90 West, State Grid 2 West, State Grid 2.
That's 5. and then you look at someone and you try to chop them down. There's actually OG Everlast, folks, if those you're looking for, because I'm sure it's about a fake Everlast, right? It must be. It's hard finding someone on Twitter. It's correct. It's a real person.
I actually got one of those little check marks recently.
Nice.
So I'm me. I'm actually me.
Yeah, those are tricky. You gotta get the word for that.
The most positive bunch of people I've ever seen.
Dude, it's crazy, isn't it?
I was waiting for like, guess you suck. I was like, never be some ass none. It's crazy.
They're amazingly nice. It's the craziest group of people. You know, I had a guy come up to me at this show this weekend. He was actually crying. He had tears in his eyes. He said that one of our podcasts, when me and Brian Callen were talking about what's wrong with you when you're a hater, what it's really all about. It's really all about just being dissatisfied with yourself. And then you look at someone and you try to chop them down, or you try to attack their weaknesses or find their flaws. But really what most of that comes from is a feeling of unease about your own life. Absolutely. It's all of it. And this guy said that it changed his life. He said he literally stopped.
In 1.1 miles, turn right on Wyman Street.
Because I realized what I was doing. Because I realized what I was doing right there. Because I was just an asshole. I didn't even know why I was an asshole. I couldn't help being an asshole. He goes, but just spelling that out, that it was really all just me being frustrated about myself. He goes, I couldn't see that without you pointing it out. But now I see it so clear, it's changed my life. He's like, it just opened a door that I can never shut again. I need to kiss him. Give me a little time.
So it's like you don't realize your brain is extremely kind.
Yeah.
If there's something that's bothering you, it'll tuck it behind anything it can and just tell you to ignore it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes it's easy just moving a chair out the way and be like, oh, look.
Yeah.
That's why you're upset. Daddy did you wrong. You know,
almost always, right?
Yeah.
Mine is incredibly complex, and none of us have a guidebook for it. That's a real problem. Nobody really, you can join a religion, or you can join, a cult, or maybe become a monk or something. They give you some guidelines, and you can do it their way. But that might not be the way. It's the way is your way. It could be different than my way. There's a lot of goddamn ways. But there's principles that you need to get through, like truth and honesty and kindness. They sound weak. We talked about this last time, that it takes a lot of strength to be a loving person. Just be open and loving. You gotta expose yourself. And it sounds, the insecure people don't want to think like that. They want to think there's something wrong with you. You fucking queer. What are you talking about? That's ridiculous. You don't want more love in your life? Everybody should want more love. It doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're whack.
That person usually more than you.
In 1,000 feet, use the right lane to turn right.
Always. Yeah. Almost always. They don't know that everybody can see it, Because I've been that dude. I've been that angry dude and didn't know that everybody could see it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Why are you so tightly wound?
Turn right on Wyman Street.
Why are you looking at smack people? What the fuck is that all about? Well, it's always some shit that has almost nothing to do with what's going on right in front of you.
Shit,
in 900 feet, use the left lane to turn left to I-95 North, Peabody, Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
We figured it out 9 months ago.
I think I figured it out last.
Turn left to I-95 North, Peabody, Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
I don't know, man. I think it comes and goes. I think that any real feeling of figuring anything out to me, it's always like real fleeting, and I never feel confident enough to even say I haven't figured it out ever. It's always, to me, it's always just I'm just trying to keep my fucking head above water like everybody else. Just trying to maintain, be nice, enjoy. There's no mastery of this fucking thing. This is a ride. Right. We're on top of a fucking 7-mile high wave, man. Yeah. Just because the boat is turned the correct direction doesn't mean we have any control of this fuck. You don't get no control of this crazy life.
Absolutely not.
You just gotta enjoy, try to ride that wave as best you can, and try to do the best you can to enhance your environment.
Enjoy what you got.
Yeah. Enhance your environment, enhance your friendships, right? That sounds like a goddamn Everlast song.
I'm gonna make you cry today, man.
I bet you will. You were making me cry when you were warming up.
In 1.6 miles, take exit 45B, State Route 2 West, Acton, Fitchburg, hold exit 29B.
I had to go out and take a shit. I was like, I'm gonna have to drop some weight here. This is too good. What do you got for us?
Want me to just get down?
Whatever you want to do.
You ready?
Dude, we have one of my favorite artists and a guitar on the road, man. Yeah, get down. You can always talk.
It'll be fun,
In 1 mile, use the right lane to exit right.
It's all been said, it's all been done. War is over, battle's won. Sour grapes, sweet revenge. Heaven starts right where hell ends. She was young, 17. She felt so soft, she smelled so clean. Her aim was true, her heart was pure. So the day that her daddy walked out the door, she's looking for a man and so much more. But her uncle said,
Exit right to exit 45B, State Route 2 West, Acton, Fitchburg, Old Exit 29B.
and sent him off the wall. Movie, she won't be a star. Little Miss America, where did you get that scar? And I, so many times, every child with me, she got the best cast left behind. Little Miss America, little Miss, where did you get that scar? Where did you get?
That was heavy.
Hey,
Damn,
that's great.
that's heavy.
You know that when I went over to play for the boys in Iraq.
That must have been a trip. I haven't been over there, but I've hung out with a lot of those guys on the bases when we do UFC shows, military shows.
Continue straight for 12 minutes to State Route 2 West.
Fucking tough life.
It's a different breed of folk, man. Like, God bless them. We wouldn't exist without them.
Yeah, we wouldn't exist without them. I just don't like the people that are putting them in places that aren't.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I was brought over there, and like I had just released an album that was going to vehemently make statements against like the administration and the war, but when I was invited over there, they didn't ask me about any of it,
Right.
and I really, I look at it as most of these cats was trying to get some college money,
That's it. Yeah,
and said, I believe in something too.
Well, that's what it used to be. I mean, that's
Yeah.
when Pat Tillman signed up. That's what he did. He left the NFL.
Yeah.
He was like, you know what? I believe in this. This is real. You know, our country's being attacked. And when he got over there, he was one of the biggest critics of the war ever. Once he got over there, him and his brother. I mean, his brother doesn't even believe it was friendly fire. You know, his brother thinks they had him killed. I believe. You know, but they covered up this whole story about friendly fire. You know,
Yeah.
they pretended that he died in war. You know, by the time he was over there, he realized what a clusterfuck it was. The whole thing is a mess, man. It's the people behind it, though, the people that were willing to sign up and be heroes and really go and fight the enemy in their mind. I mean, that's an incredibly brave thing.
Yeah, man, it's-
Which is the most fucked up thing about it, is the idea that brave people get manipulated in the name of money.
And I was, what was shocking to me was how young these cats were and how much responsibility they carried on their shoulders. And I thought about myself at 22 or 24. And this guy's running a squad of tanks, and I was like, probably passed out drunk in a bar somewhere
Yeah, no
after
shit,
a
man.
concert. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's like, you just give and do. I went out there, and they were. I mean, it was like the most appreciative. Like, they thank you so much just for going. And it's just bananas. I was like, I was privileged to go, and I'd go back in a heartbeat.
It's just so scary to be over there. It's so scary to be in such a fucked up place in the world. It's, most people that live in this side live in nice cities, drive nice cars, exist in a peaceful state of harmony. We're barely even aware that there's some people that mostly financially unfortunate at this point, mostly just a lot of fucking opportunities where they live at this point, and they're getting shipped off to some crazy country on the other side of the world. It's just filled with death and despair. Like, most people don't even know. Like, this guy that snapped recently and killed those people in Afghanistan, you know that story?
Yeah, he did like 3 tours.
He did a gang of tours. Not only that, he thought he was going to get off combat duty. They were dangling it over his head. He was losing his house back home, and I'm not making any excuses for this guy.
Yeah.
But the day of, he watched one of his friends get his legs blown off. And then I guess he just snapped. He doesn't even remember it. He says he doesn't remember it. Who knows? But I mean, what they manipulate the fuck out of these people. I know a dude who had only 20 days left on a 20-year bid with the Army Reserve. And then with 20 days left, he was going to retire. They sent him to Iraq for a year and a half. They can just do that. They send him back again, too. And once they send you once, they can send you again. Like, you literally work for them forever. You cannot quit. There is no time. Like, somewhere in the
They forever have an
administration.
option.
That's insanity.
An option.
I mean, how the fact that we allow that, man, that's really fucked up. That's a travesty.
I'll be like this. I'll tell you like this. I'm honestly, and if I was young, I'd still be saying this. I ain't saying it because I'm past whatever. But I think to a certain degree, it should be. You turn 18, you want to like have certain privileges in this country. You should go do your 2 years service, and you know what I mean.
Change a lot of shit. I'll tell
It
you
would
that.
change because every senator's kid would be in
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Every
yeah.
governor and president's kid would have to do it. It's
Yeah.
but that'll never happen.
You're right. Yeah. You know, I think in principle that.
And we'd have a standing army at all times of what, 15 million people?
Jesus Christ.
I mean?
It's
So,
more than that, wouldn't
you
it?
know,
How many young people do we have? Is that, yeah, it'd probably be, what do we have now? I bet it's probably 15 million now. How many people are in the army?
7.
Number of U.S. military. How many times have you been over there?
oh, once. But I'll go back any day.
You know, you like me have a daughter. Doesn't that? That's when you see like dudes who have daughters
My
over there.
wife
You
was-
think about you being over there.
I'm not believing my wife was pregnant.
You know what's weird, Joe? That I was listening to some old Howard Sterns. I don't know if you've been listening to the Kinnison and shit. And somebody said something on the Howard Stern show, and he was like, "Is that true?" But he didn't have a computer to like go. Like, how many people in the military? So I was just thinking, like, how weird is that? Like, Howard had no idea. There was no way for him to check that at all. So
Yeah.
he just pretty much was like, "All right, I guess I have to believe this."
Yeah, you can talk all kinds of crazy shit back then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good shit. Though all week he's having Sam Kinison on.
Yeah, I listened to it today. It's crazy. From 1988. It's weird. You know, it's when I first started doing comedy.
Yeah.
And because of Sam Kinison too, this was the first dude that I ever heard that I was like, well, that's comedy too.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
crazy. I remember when the first time I saw him, it was a shock. It was like, wow, that's new.
Yeah, that dude changed the whole game. He changed comedy, man.
He went hard on the religious
Yeah.
stuff at a time when that was.
And he got away with it too because he was a former
he
priest.
was a preacher that
Yeah.
turned the other way. It's like crazy. He was classy.
Does he have daughters, right? Or does he have any
Kinison?
daughters?
Yeah, well, he has him with his friend's wife. Do you know that whole story?
No, I don't think so.
You know that story? He had a good fuck. I'm blanking on the dude's name now. The dude with the shaved head. Oh my
Don
god.
Barris.
Oh, shut up, man. No, fuck, I can't believe him. Carl LeBeau.
Oh.
Carl LeBeau was his buddy and his road partner. He opened for Kinison on the road. And apparently Kinison was banging his wife, and he didn't even know about it. And he had a kid with this chick. He thought it was his kid. It's Kinison's kid. So the whole time he's been raising his kid, thinking it was his best friend.
Wow.
His best friend, what a shithead.
Wow.
Banging his friend's wife.
Wow.
Not only that, without a condom, you fucking dirty bitch. He was crazy. You know, they said with Kinnison, it was a head injury that changed his whole life. He was a kid, he got
Nope.
hit by a truck. Said completely changed his personality. Like completely. Became a totally different person. Became reckless and crazy and loud, wild. Before that, he was like a regular, calm, sort of a peaceful kid.
Maybe he like didn't see another side and just realized decided it was he was going ham.
Could be, right? Yeah, he crossed over for a second. Or I think it's just head injuries in general are fucking really bad for you, you know? Getting your head fucked up is not good. For some people, it changes their personality. I've heard of dudes that became depressed. They got just knocked out once, and then they started getting like bad depression like all the time. Like, had a really hard time being happy.
Wow.
Just one concussion, you know? Golf ball to the head. I know a dude was fucked up by a golf ball to the head. Said for 6 months he was just a mess. 6 months, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing that's going on with these soldiers. You know, the UFC has done a few of these fight for the troops for
The head injury.
traumatic brain injury.
Remember,
Yeah,
I did like one of those little
Yeah.
PSAs for it.
yeah. That's some shit that's happening now.
Last before it closed, I actually did a visit at Walter Reed, where they have all the cats who got hit with the IUDs, and
Yeah.
that would change your perspective because
Yeah,
there's dudes there with literally half a body
yeah.
and talking like I wish I could go back because I got homies there and I need like it's crazy. I'm kid got 2 artificial legs talking about he's getting ready to join the DEA. Like some crazy shit that'll make your problems seem real small.
I think that sense of camaraderie that a lot of those guys have with each other too, it hits a crazy level. You know, it hits a level that the average person, a civilian, is probably never going to experience.
Well, the level of panic and fear and emotion in a moment of death is, and then you're sharing it. So whatever secret you got, it's going to come to the surface. Not necessarily like you're going to yell out your secrets. I'm saying,
Yeah.
but like if you're a guy who's going to cry while you're fighting or whatever, all that's coming out, and
Yeah.
you're going to bond over that kind of shit. I would imagine.
That's why fight camps are always so close to, like in MMA, fight camps,
Sure.
martial arts schools, all that shit. You experience something really scary together. It's not as scary as war, but anything.
What's the old saying? There's no atheists in foxholes, man.
Yeah. Indeed. So what else you got for us, man? Hey, somebody put a request in that I agree with 100%.
What's that?
I love your fucking cover of Folsom Prison Brews.
I'll get there. It
Folsom
won't have
Prison
it won't have the
Blues.
lead like do 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 because I only got
that's
one
all right.
guitar. So, but
Brian can do it with his mouth.
we're kind of talking about a subject. I'm
Brian's got a guitar
I
here.
got a great guitar.
I'm gonna do this one. This one. What's called?
Could you imagine?
Some of us pray. Some of us pray, some of us sin. And some of us just don't know where to begin. Guilty-hearted pleasures got you taking some unorthodox measures. Can't help but lose even if you win. Some of us pray, some of us sin. Some of us live, all of us die. And some of us just laugh at the others who cry. Broken-hearted sorrow got you thinking like there ain't no tomorrow. And some of us can't look each other in the eye. Some of us live, all of us die. Some of us give, some of us take. And some of us just lie in the beds that we make.
In 1,000 feet. At the roundabout, take the third exit on State Route 2 West.
Hearts all torn and busted, double thanking everybody you trusted.
At the roundabout, take the third exit on State Route 2 West.
Can't always fix everything you bring. Some of us give, some of us take. Some of us pray, some of us sin. And most of us just don't know where to begin. It's guilty-hearted pleasures got you thinking.
Continue straight for 1 hour and 12 minutes to I-91 South, State Route 2 West, Springfield, North Adams.
Unorthodox measures can't help but lose even if you win. Some of us pray, some of us sin. First time I've done it. You know?
Alright. Am I back? There we go. That's the first time you've done that live? Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm honored. That's badass. I love that song.
Do you sometimes forget like the lyrics or the thing? You have to kind of make shit up on the fly, like oh, I just fucked up a chorus there. I would kind of bring it back. Like,
Occasionally, which I was taught by some cats that showed me along the way. If you mess up on the guitar, do it again.
oh, just like go
Do it again.
Okay.
Look, make it look like you meant to do it, kind
Right.
of thing. You know what I mean? Or just own it. Just own it and keep it moving. You know. I'll be honest. If I ever mess up terribly, I'll stop.
Really?
I've done it. So hold up, man. No, that sucks right there. I just really chopped that to hell. So we're gonna start over.
Would
Make it right.
Is there a time limit? Like you have, if it's like 30 seconds left in the song, you're obviously.
Yeah, then you're probably not gonna do that. I mean, it would have to be something. It would have to be something that disturbed my groove enough,
Right.
where I couldn't stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
Which after 20 some odd years, it would take a pretty big time.
You've been on the road like crazy lately, right? You've been just doing.
Yeah, I'm on the new, I love playing music, man. We've been doing a combo with live band stuff, and like I said, I just did a run of acoustic shows, and I really enjoyed it.
When you do acoustic, you just you and the guitar, that's it?
Sometimes I'll have another guitar guy sitting with me to cover like lead parts for the, certain songs on the counter, picking while I'm strumming, just add to the song with it.
I was just in Louisville when we were there. The University of Kentucky is playing the University of Louisville in
Oh,
the
that must
basketball
have been
game.
It's like the worst
They-
day ever.
They hate each other, apparently. They have like a state civil war going on. And so, dude, you gotta look at these pictures, man. Pull this shit up because it's ridiculous. These dumb motherfuckers, they got all their photos. These kids rioted. Kentucky wins, but students lose in basketball riot photos. It's on Wired.com. Kentucky wins, but students lose in basketball riot photos. You gotta see this shit. These stupid motherfuckers. All their pictures are all on the internet.
They don't know anymore. Yeah.
This is not the same world,
It's
bitch.
not the 70s.
Yeah, you can't just
I
riot.
would reflect on like, man, like I used to love shows like Deadwood. And I'd be like, man, if I lived in the 18-somethings, man, I would have been shooting a motherfucking cat, dog. I would have just shot a dude like,
Totally.
what you gonna do? Who's catching me? You better be a good
Look at
shot.
this girl. She pulls her top up, and all these dudes are groping her and shit. And she's screaming. They are wild in Kentucky, man.
Wow.
That is a different breed.
That's
of
not
human.
Kentucky though, man. That's the university. That's America.
And those aren't white
You're right.
hands.
That's
You're right.
America,
Yeah, those are
dog.
mostly black hands on that white girl's titties, and she's a redhead. Yeah, Brian's just upset. hits a little too close to home, doesn't it, dog? Look at this. This guy's got blood all over him. He broke his hands open trying to smash a windshield with his fucking fists. He's bleeding off of his hands. They got a close-up of this dickhead's face.
Wow.
You dummies are gonna do time. You stupid
Wow.
fucks. Light cars on fire. You cunts. How come you can't just celebrate, you shitheads?
You know what's funny is like, see that crowd photo right there? Somewhere in there is a kid that in 20 years is gonna be running for Senate, and this picture's gonna come up. And I mean, he was there when they rioted.
And he's also listening to us right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that little fucker right
Yeah,
there.
he looks kind of like
He's
like,
the one.
He looks like a young newt.
A young Sid Torum. Yeah. What are you doing? Playing the commercial?
No, I just want to talk about the style and performance. The brand new Hyundai.
Is that a Hyundai?
Yeah.
It's not Hyundai's look like Mercedes-Benz now. It's amazing. See that thing?
Yeah.
The new Hyundai? Yeah, these stupid fucking kids, man. They should have noticed the fuck out of it. Everybody knew it was going to happen. They all knew it. Guy's got
Was
a
it crazy
bottle
there?
of Kentucky Gentleman in his hand. That's what he's drinking.
Was it?
Oh yeah.
Was it
crazy.
like your audience is like Psycho and stuff?
Couldn't be better. It could have been better audiences on Earth. It was impossible. Duncan got a round of applause and a standing ovation. Not just a round of applause, but standing ovation every show going on stage.
Yeah.
Going on stage, he was getting standing ovations. It couldn't have been nicer, friendlier, more fun. Louisville was the shit. It's a fun place. That's the beautiful thing about clubs like the Improv, like high-end clubs, is they develop like people that are like fans of comedy too. Like you know, there's not a lot of places in the country where you can guarantee you're going to see like national level comedians, but you know, all the Improvs, you know, like all the big name comics will come through. It couldn't have been any better. Man. The place was amazing. Louisville's the shit.
Yeah, man,
Wild.
I gotta get you a show. I haven't been on next time. Lives down south.
I'm about to lay down a video. I say lay down.
Lay down, you dropping some beats over there, Joe.
It's when I'm talking to musicians, man, I like to use their
You
language.
gonna lay down that video?
Lay down a video.
I like that though,
You
man.
know what I'm saying?
Lay that bitch down.
Lay down some comedy on that bitch.
Don't put it on VHS, Joe.
No, beta, bro. I'm sticking with beta.
So are you gonna go that I mean, are you already going the route the same one as the reason this Louis C.K. guy just threw it
Yeah,
up?
no, his idea. I totally stole it. I didn't have that idea first. Yeah, I was trying to
He
get.
didn't have it first either. Radiohead did it in music, you know.
Sure.
So it's kind of
Yeah.
the same principle, I think.
Yeah, he's the first guy to do it with comedy. And now everybody's gonna do it that way. Comedy Central.
Yeah, but your folks, man, I'm gonna tell you something about your folks, man. Hey, your folks love you.
I love them too.
I mean,
that's
these
why.
cats, like, it's, you know,
Get
it's,
a
it's,
room.
it's
I don't want to say that's why. I don't really know why.
so I mean, that's
Happy.
a lot of folks that's gonna be hollering at the website.
Yeah, you know what, dude? I really firmly believe that when you put positive energy out there, you attract like-minded people. You're gonna get a few cunts in the mix. It's inevitable, especially on the internet, especially like in text form, like when dudes get to tweet shitty things to people
Right.
on message boards or something like that. Yeah.
My thing is like, do you really think that stopped my day?
Yeah.
Do you think that? Did you think that like slowed me down in my R8? You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
real simple, man. Don't ever say anything to anybody that you wouldn't say to their face. Just don't do it. And if you do say it as if you would say it to their face. Otherwise, you're a cunt.
Yeah,
It's that
pretty
simple.
much.
If I say something, I'm gonna say it to your face. Like, I got a bunch of negative tweets the other night. So some dude from the Country Music Awards, okay, homeboy standing there with fake rips in his jeans, like he bought jeans or even
Rip 'em up,
pre-ripped,
yeah.
and he's standing in front of a jet. And I don't know if the song was any good. Because quite honestly, I said the song was. I said, I go, this is country. A dude's wearing fake ripped jeans, standing in front of a jet, singing a shitty song, and then the hashtag was that ain't country. But it's silly jeans. You're a silly bitch. You're a silly bitch if you're wearing fucking fake ripped jeans. Period. It's 2012.
Have you ever had fake ripped jeans, Joe?
I might have. Yeah, I might have bought some. Yeah.
Did you ever used to bleach your jeans in the basement where you poured
No.
actual real bleach on your jeans in the 80s?
No, I didn't, but I definitely have owned a pair of jeans with rips in them. They might have been like given to me from a wardrobe on Fear Factor, but I had them and I wore them. But I'm old enough now to realize that's ridiculous.
It is kind of ridiculous. It's very Nickelback, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's easy to buy by mistake nowadays because now they have jeans that just look like they're fucked up a little, but then you wash them once and they become ripped jeans. You know, like where the clothing is
They
like
do that
very
on
thin.
purpose.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
But you can buy it by mistake going, wow, those jeans look
Right.
cool. And the next thing you know, you have some ripped jeans and you're at the Rainbow River.
Yeah, but this dude had
I
like
wear
dark
crispy,
jeans.
brand new 501s if I wear jeans.
That's my new thing, man. Scott, I love them.
501s
It's the way to
I'm
do
not
it.
crispy. I don't even wash them.
Yeah, these have not been
I'm on
washed.
like cardboard, man. No, I'm serious. That's how I wear them
Yeah.
down, and then I throw them away.
That's Bala.
That's hilarious. That's what Charlie Murphy.
I live
does
at
every time he
Sergeant
does a comedy show.
Supply. Sergeant Supply
Yeah.
over there in Burbank, man.
Really?
Yeah, that
Them
place cool.
501s all day long,
You
man.
just get a new pair every week.
On the road, I throw like 14 pairs of them in. They'll last like 3 shows.
Really?
Yeah.
You could probably sell those shit up.
Like on the bus and stuff, I wear gym shorts and just kind of lounge around. So
But do you actually throw them out, or do you give them to like Goodwill or something?
I just kind of usually leave them in the hotel. Yeah, I really want to. I mean, like usually on tour, I sweat so much, like in those things, man. It'd be like, you know, I don't have time to wash them, and I'm not trying to give them to Goodwill, like just loaded with my DNA. You know what I mean?
Dude, I bet there's some people out there that would buy it. Big,
Yeah.
big ass.
I'll just start tweeting hotel rooms across the country. I'm leaving some jeans here.
Ate Taco Bell earlier. It might smell great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should just, there's gonna be dudes who are gonna be jerking off sniffing. I'm sure some dudes are gonna reel up.
I'll never throw another wave there. Right
Hey, 501, one for the stinky in my pinky.
Okay, what? I think we need to play songs to cheer us up.
All right.
By the way, that surplus store is really awesome. I go there to buy like fucking gas masks and crazy shit all the time. But
Yeah,
then
I
I
live there.
feel like people actually wore these and died in them.
I wear like military pants and jeans is what I wear.
Really?
Yeah, that's my wardrobe, man.
Those are the best. Like
And
those
Pro Club
cargo
t-shirts.
pants.
Yep.
Can fit so much shit. I don't need to carry around my fanny pack. I got a fanny pack. People think I'm bullshitting. Catch me at the airport. I just wear my fanny pack. Oh yeah, here we go.
You see, it happened right there. You're live witness.
I hear that train coming around the bend. And I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. And I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. Time keeps dragging on. Always be good boy. I hear it. Friday move it just blew all my blue.
That's a beautiful cover, man. God damn. What a fucking song that is.
Yeah, I remember when I wrote it, man. It was real hot.
Back in the day.
Like 59.
Man, I'm so stoned watching this. It's almost too much.
Really?
Yeah, it's just it's like freaks me out a little.
What?
Being able to just see this so close to me. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
weird.
this would be the dopest intimate concert of all time.
Yeah.
My dog's named Johnny Cash.
Is that right?
Huge Johnny Cash fan.
I had a Rottweiler named Elvis.
I had a pit bull named Frank Sinatra.
That's awesome.
That was before I really got to know Frank Sinatra's personality.
Still, it's Frank. But
You better off having a pit bull named
to
Steve
your
Martin.
Frank, I'll raise you with Tony. Tony Bennett.
I had a cat named Skittles.
Skittles. I had a
Did a
cat
Mexican
named Jack
dude
Dempsey.
in Florida shoot him?
I had a cat named Jack Dempsey.
That shit ain't right. I just gotta say, man.
And
I
a
don't
dog.
care. I don't care what the kid did. You can see there's seven. I'm going there. Is that all right?
Okay, go ahead.
Can I go there
Yeah.
on this Trayvon Martin thing? My take
Oh,
on
okay.
it.
Yeah, please.
My take on it.
Please.
No matter what the kid did, there's two kinds of 17. There's LeBron James 17 that looks like a 36-year-old man,
Right.
And then there's child 17.
Right.
And I haven't seen one picture of this kid that isn't a child 17.
It's true.
And this dude outweighed him by 100 pounds.
Did he? 100
Yeah. You've seen the size of the dude in that pictures from what I'm seeing. I'm guessing on that one, on the weight, okay? Outweighed him significantly. Regardless of that, most he's in danger of is what? A broken jaw, maybe a black eye.
His story. I don't know what happened.
I'm just saying, grown man against a kid. I'm talking about me against a 17-year-old kid. There's no kid on earth that looks like that in the eyes.
Right.
Like a baby, like
Right.
a child, not like a grown man, like dude who's been like through the, the
Right.
grind.
Yeah.
Is gonna put me on my back and kill me.
Yeah, but that's you. This guy might have been kind of a bitch. You know what I mean? This
I'm
guy
just- I'm just saying.
rejected. He
Murder's
tried to be
murder.
A cop. He tried to be a cop.
And as far as I'm concerned, the one that stood his ground that night is the one that's dead.
Maybe, but maybe not. You know, his story is that the kid came back and attacked him. And he actually has, supposedly, ABC News was reporting yesterday they enhanced the video and they found
Yeah, I saw that.
cuts on the back of his head, which
Yeah, a couple
showed that
cuts
this
on the back of
kid.
your head. I just don't see it as worth killing somebody.
I agree with you, but
Mhm.
his story is the kid was trying to get his gun. His story is the
Yo,
kid
police
realized
told
he
you
was
not to
armed.
follow dude. Police told you stay out of it. Leave it alone. This is a man who
You're right.
thought he was an authority figure and was itching to use his gun. That's
That
the
is
bottom
true.
line.
That is
and
true.
And I'll leave it at that.
That is true, but
You know.
he did, apparently, according to the 911 call, they told him to turn around, and he did turn around, and his story is that's when the kid jumped him. I don't know what the fuck is true. I don't know what he could have said to the kid to piss him off like that. If he did, I definitely agree. The dude was into being a
Dude was
authority
itching to
figure.
use his gun, man.
But it also could have been that, they were in a life and death struggle. I wasn't mad. I agree that it
The only reason it was,
sounds weak.
if it was a life and death struggle, though, Joe, grant me this. The only reason it was is because one of them brought a gun and it wasn't the kid.
That's true. Yeah, he thought he
Now,
was
had there not have been a gun there, the worst that could have probably happened in the situation was one of the others got their ass kicked.
Right. If it had been.
If there was no gun at the scene
Right, but his deal is that he's trying to be like neighborhood patrolman.
with a gun.
Yeah. Well, it would be
He wants
great
to
if
shoot
somebody
somebody.
was actually a
you
bad
have
guy.
a gun, you want to shoot
That's
somebody.
what you need when there's bad people out there.
Bad
This
people.
kid was not what he was looking for, obviously. But
I'm
do
saying-
you know? But hold on a second. Do you know that in that neighborhood, a man is in critical condition right now, a 50-year-old guy who got beat almost to death with hammers? Two 18-year-old kids were arrested. They robbed him and they beat the fuck out of this guy with hammers. So it's not like there's not bad people in the world that you can use a
But
gun
still,
with.
there was no
I
gun
agree
there.
with
There
you.
wouldn't be a dead person there.
That is true, but that is this scenario. There could have been easily a scenario. This is a very bad area where these people are living in. There's a lot of break-in entries. There's a lot of
them here in
robbery. A
LA.
lot of assault. You're right, which is why, in the correct manner,
I'm just saying,
it's
I
good
see a
to be
baby
armed.
when I look at that kid. I
I
see
do
a
as
baby.
well.
man.
I do
I
as
don't
well, but
see
it's just
that.
that kid. That's a terrible
A
situation.
real motherfucker could sense evil. You know what I mean? Like the kind of evil that would beat a man to death with hammers. But you could sense that, Joe. You could feel that in the air.
I agree. I
You know what I mean?
agree.
It's that-
But
that-
again, if
that
you go
was
to
this
his
man's
story,
fear,
I don't know
this
what the
man's
fuck
fear.
happened, bro. But his story is that the kid jumped him. That's his story. If that's
I ain't
the
heard him
case,
tell his story yet.
yeah, well, it's been out there. It's been
But
out
I
there
ain't
for
heard
several
him
minutes,
tell
yeah,
his story.
with his words.
Yeah, I ain't
Yeah.
heard him tell his story.
I
You know
haven't
what?
heard anybody else either.
If he sat here in front of me and told his story and I looked in his eyes and I believed him, that's a different
Right,
thing.
but do you understand
But
that
I ain't heard his
no one's
story.
talked. No one's talked. We're getting all Nancy Grace
I'm just saying,
information.
I see a little baby.
Arthur,
I'm saying,
that
hey,
you are.
I'm not even talking about race. Hey, race, nothing else aside. I'm
Right.
saying, had a man that was not itching to be a badass with a gun, not
Right.
brought a gun to a situation that didn't need it anyways,
True.
there wouldn't be a dead person.
Right. If a guy
That's
if you had,
wrongful
like,
death.
some-
That's murder.
If you had some big John McCarthy type cop out there, nothing would ever happen. He would have said to the kid, "How you doing tonight?" And the kid would have said, "I'm all good." And they would have said, "Have a good night. Be careful." And that would have been the end of it. It's a lot of it is people that are looking for trouble, and a lot of the reason why they're
Yeah.
looking for trouble is because they're insecure. And it's not easily could have been what this guy's deal is. I don't know the dude.
I'm just saying, I see a baby
It
dead.
is a baby dead. It is a baby dead.
bothers me.
That bothers the fuck out of me. too.
I'll be honest. If those pictures had looked like he was a hood, I would probably feel a lot different.
Right.
I'd probably be like, "Yo, man, looks like he's kind of a hood," but I don't. It just looks like a kind of kid to me.
It's true. It is true. But you know, I
You don't
know
bring
what
a
the fuck.
gun against a kid, man. I'm just
I
saying.
thought he was going to run into kids. Though. You know, he's
He
controlling
was
the handle
hoping to
of
run
some
into a
shit.
situation where he could pull out his gun.
Maybe. He might be right. Or
Why else would you carry it if you're not your average police officer? I bet you your average real, like normal personality of a human being police officer, right, does not like the fact that all of them have a gun.
I have a lot of friends that
The
are
use
cops.
of it would be.
I have a lot of friends that are cops. They don't want to pull that gun out. That's for goddamn.
That's
sure.
what I mean. I mean, in the sense that they, the thought of using it is actually very foreboding and not something interesting at all.
I have friends that have shot people before. We talked about it, and it's not a pleasant one. It's not a good thing. You know, I've had.
That's the thing on your belt. The last thing you ever really want to have to reach for.
I had a conversation with a dude just a couple weeks after that shot. And he was, just starting to get back into swing of things in his head. You know, just dealing with the fact. He's like, I'm happy I did it. He goes like, I was a piece of shit, but let me tell you, it's a fucking tricky thing, taking a man's life.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I would like to hear the dude tell his story.
I would
I mean,
too.
I think
would too.
hiding is doing more harm than good.
Well, his brother, the real issue though is the legal issue. I mean, this guy, if he is innocent, if you are innocent, you really should shut the fuck up until your lawyers get get everything in the proper order. And there's too many channels right now for prosecutors to go after people that aren't necessarily guilty. And there's a lot of people behind bars right now that if they had better representation, if they didn't open their fucking mouth, I'm not saying in this guy's case, but if the guy is innocent, he really probably should shut the fuck up until he actually goes to trial or talks to the proper. But him going on Larry King, does Larry King do anything anymore? No. Him going on Pierce Morgan, that ain't good. His brother was on Pierce Morgan though.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, his brother was on.
Well, I didn't mean to go there, but I just.
No, look, man, you went there because it's a part of our
That just
culture.
kind of bugs me. You know what I mean? It's like I need to. So I
You know
feel
what
like
bugs me
I just feel like I said there's two different 17-year-olds, and I don't, if you Mr. Neighborhood Watch, you're supposed to be looking out for your community. How do you know that wasn't a person from your community? You must not have approached them in a manner that was like, "Excuse me, sir," or "Excuse me, what's going on?" You know what I mean? There must have been some real rude shit, and if you didn't bring a gun, nobody would be dead.
That is true, but
That's my biggest point is
Yeah.
if the dude that wasn't itching to use his weapon didn't bring a weapon, there probably wouldn't be even anything except a kid that got scraped up in a scuffle or a man that got scraped up in a scuffle.
that is true in this situation. But again,
That's the
this
situation
guy.
I'm talking
But
about,
that's
Joe.
not necessarily what this guy was looking for when he's armed doing his neighborhood watch. He's looking for people like these two kids. One of them's 18, 5'8", and he was wearing a blue denim shirt. And he beat a fucking
Watch out, vehicle on shoulder ahead.
50-year-old man with a hammer. That guy's fucked up. That guy is severely fucked up, and will probably never be the same human being again. He might die. I wonder if he dies, they'll pay as much attention as this kid that got shot, because it's kind of fascinating now. There's a lot of people that are real squeamish about talking about black kids doing something violent to white
Oh,
guys.
I ain't got no problem with it. This
I
ain't
know
about
you
race.
don't. I know you don't.
You know what I mean?
I know you don't.
Like I said, I admitted it
general.
openly. Like if he
course.
looked a lot more hood, I probably would
Yes.
mentally feel
Yes,
different
you
about
did.
it. That's just natural of where your mind works.
I'm talking about our culture. I'm not necessarily talking about you. I think in our culture, it's interesting.
But we all have a little bit of that, regardless.
Yeah,
all of us on
but
every
we're also
side, everywhere.
looking to catch people in a gotcha moment of racism. We love that. We would love to find someone who, especially a safe situation like that.
And to be honest, the real problem isn't even Mr. Zimmerman. The real problem is this law called the Stand Your Ground law that says if me and you are in a place basically and nobody else is around, and I say you attack me and make it look that way,
You can shoot.
I can easily kill you and get away with it.
It's just two people, man. It's fucking hard to figure out what the hell happened.
Exactly.
You know, there's a lot of crazy fuckers out there that can just tell lies, man. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are completely sociopathic.
Exactly. So if you give them opportunity to use their
Yeah.
gun in a situation that's like a lot of people could start disappearing or falling victim to, self-defense.
Yeah, people would like actually move to Florida just so they could shoot people easier. You know, just start some arguments and shit.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. I wouldn't doubt
I
it.
wouldn't doubt it either, man. Florida is one of the weirdest fucking places in the country. It really does feel like you're in another place. I'm there in 2 weeks. I'm doing improv in Fort Lauderdale. I like going down there. They know how to party. They're a lot of fun people. But it really feels like you're on an island somewhere in another country. And it's like subject to U.S. rules, but no one's really watching.
Yeah, it's kind of like the wild, still the 80s down there in a weird way.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. Yeah, Florida's strange.
Kind of like the whole place is built on cocaine money, man. Literally. There's that whole, you've seen the Cocaine Cowboys,
Yeah,
things, right?
yeah.
Like Miami, downtown Miami's literally built with kilos of
It's
cocaine.
amazing.
They just poured it into the cement.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so ridiculous. There's more banks per capita apparently in Miami than anywhere. It's all just money laundering, going down left and right. If you haven't seen Cocaine Cowboys, folks, we've talked about it before. You must.
And you must see it sequel.
Yeah, yes.
Cocaine
two.
Cowboys 2 hustling with the grandmother or the godmother.
Yeah, the godmother who's alive. This bitch has killed who knows how many fucking
Wow.
people, and she's just chilling.
I'm saying in jail
Bogota.
she made like $500 million a year in jail.
And she was such a badass bitch, they didn't even try to kill her. A woman, and they just let her run shit. Oh my god, that's a crazy documentary. Yeah, I think Miami's the closest to a foreign country we have in America. Outside of Puerto Rico, which is technically sort of America, right?
Is that still, aren't they debating that recently? Like
Oh,
whether
yeah.
they want to become a state finally or not?
Come on, just be a state. What do you give a fuck? But it's cool that,
That fucks up all the flags though, man. Everybody's got to get a new flag.
yeah, right?
People might harbor some resentment over
Where would
that.
we put that extra star? Where the fuck is that
I
gonna go?
don't know. That's going to take like some sort of mathematical seamstress type to figure
This
out.
weird shit like Hawaii. 5 hours in a fucking plane over the ocean, and yet it's still America.
Alaska.
Like,
I had some Alaskans come to the last show, and they were telling me like, how do I tip you after I get off stage? And what are you talking about? He goes, I want to tip you. And I'm like, no, you don't tip. He's like, oh, this is my first comedy show, and it's the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life, and I want to tip you. I'm like, no, don't tip me. What the fuck are you talking about? But it was so weird talking that he seemed like like he was from a different country. Like he was talking all this other things like about.
Well, essentially they are. Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's not attached.
Right.
I mean, it's just my joke. It's not attached. It's just some shit we stole.
Right.
That is what it is.
Or bought, which
Yeah,
is
whatever.
same difference.
Would you ever go to?
Indians
Bought from somebody who stole it.
Give them some fucking whiskey. They took Manhattan for like $7.
Would you ever go to Alaska to do comedy, or do you think?
Oh
it's
yeah,
no,
fuck yeah.
Is there
Go to
people there?
Alaska. Yeah, there's pretty. Douglas Stanhope used to go there all the time, but they just got to be too stupid for him. He bailed after a while. Couldn't take it anymore.
They get pretty nutty up there from what I hear, man.
Hell yeah, they do.
6 months of daylight, 6 months of night. That's
Yeah, and there's bears everywhere. You know, it's fucking crazy. We live in a nutty place. It's ridiculous.
Football is almost here, and DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL, is giving you guys
To have people begin immune system offerable in your whether you health that you live.
is it a vampire movie? Yeah.
Pretty good vampire movie, man. The vampires go to Alaska because they can just fuck people up for a whole month
Yeah,
because
okay.
it doesn't get light out for a month. That's gotta be depressing as shit. You know, I mean, you think Seattle is depressing?
I remember the first time I went to Copenhagen, and we landed, and we went to this place we heard of this legendary place called Christiania. I don't know if you're familiar. It's like a place that squatters took over apparently, and they were legally. It's basically a little section in the middle of the city where they can slang hash and weed, and the government kind of looks the other way. They're squatters, but every once in a while the government goes in there and like tries to raid it, and they fight them off. It's crazy. This little section is called Christiania.
How big is it?
It's tiny. It's like 6 blocks of land.
So it's just
but
6
it's all
blocks.
within like a gate, and it looks like a hippie community. Like looks like little gardens and this and that. But then you walk down this road, and they got all these sheds set up, and there's slanging weed there.
Wow.
Good weed.
Yeah.
So like I remember we went back to the hotel and smoked up, and it was about 7 in the evening. The sun was still out. Hey, I smoked weed this week, knocked me out. I fell out. I wake up, look at my watch. It says 3. I look outside. It's light. I was like, man, that shit knocked me out from 7 last night to 3 the next afternoon. Jesus Christ. So I go downstairs and I'm talking to the lady about something at the desk, and I'm like, yeah, where's a good place to eat? She's like, sir, it's 3 in the morning. She's like, it's not 3 in the afternoon.
Well,
I
that's
was like,
ridiculous.
that blew my mind. It short-circuited me. That was one day. right? Like it screwed me up where I went up to the room and like my brain was having a hard time processing the thought of the sun being out bright as hell at 3 in the morning.
How long is it bright for?
It goes down apparently for like an hour, like between 12 and 1 every night. It kind of goes down. It doesn't ever go all the way down. It's kind of dusk and then it comes back up.
He must be so happy.
At certain times of the year. This is like summertime, and at the winters, I don't know if it's different. I don't know if they suffer the opposite of that. But it was like, it's short circuited me. So what my point is like 6 months of something like that would probably fry me bored, man.
I'm pretty sure they do in Alaska. I'm pretty sure in Alaska there's moments where they have like almost perpetual sunlight. I think they just have like an hour where it goes down for a little bit, comes back up. I think that's the case up there.